darlings, welcome to a new vlog. This is probably the scariest I've ever looked at starting a vlog, so please forgive my appearance. I'm makeup free and post Pilates. Really good. Oh, my battery's about to die and I didn't bring a spare one with me. Great Pilates class this morning. Just had a wonderful little look around Daylesford. They have finally got their seedlings in, so I've got chard, I've got Brussels sprouts, I've got tomatoes, and I've bought some lovely blooms and some goodies for a friend that I'm meeting now at the farmhouse. I've also picked up some incredible tips from the gardening team here. They are always so willing to share loads of tips with me. I love quizzing people at every opportunity, so because my battery's about to die, I will share the tips when I'm putting them into action later. But my gosh, it is the most glorious morning. I feel like I'm talking at 100 miles an hour because my camera's going to cut out any second. But yeah, it's a beautiful day here in the Cotswolds. I'm heading to the farmhouse for a couple of hours to do some work, have lunch with my friend, and then an afternoon of work and gardening. So yeah, let's go. Hello again, my darlings. I'm sorry that was such a rushed start to the vlog. I was trying to beat my camera battery dying, but I spent pretty much the entire day at Soho Farmhouse. It was actually the most glorious day. Got a little bit of work done, had a lovely swim with Em. For most of the time we had the pool to ourselves, so we were just swimming along, breaststroke, side by side. That sounds a bit weird. And having a good old catch up while we swam, which was great, and then had a lovely lunch. Back home now, I'm going to show you the bits that I purchased at Daylesford, my seedlings, and I'm going to go out and plant them in a second. But first of all, I'm going to decide what I'm going to make us for dinner, because it is my turn to cook tonight, and I'm trying something new. When Kat, our photographer, was here, she was raving about her HelloFresh meals, and I thought, you know what, actually that would be so convenient for us, because firstly, I'm not the most confident of cooks. You will have seen in my vlogs that Charlie is very much the cook in this household, but I do want to make more of an effort to cook at least one evening meal here at the house. But at the same time, we do live half an hour away from our nearest supermarket, so the fact that everything comes in one box, and Kat was saying that the recipes are literally mouth-wateringly delicious. She is a very busy mum, so if she says they're easy and delicious, I trust her. So Kat, you have fully influenced this, and I thought I would share the process with you guys, and HelloFresh have also shared an amazing discount code with me, which I will leave all the details for on the screen here. So I'm going to look through the recipes now and decide what I'm going to make. I think I've got 3 main meals to choose from. There were so many, I think like over 30 recipes that I could have chosen from on their website, but these 3 were the most mouth-watering. So I'll decide that and then go and do a tiny bit of gardening while the sun is still out. As you might be able to tell from my glowing complexion, it is a warm day today. It's a gorgeous day today. And then Charlie has been listening to his sport podcasts, and an advert keeps playing for a film on Sky Cinema called Last Seen Alive. And the advert in the podcast sounds amazing. It's got Gerard Butler in it, who I actually am obsessed with, and I weirdly think that Dexter reminds me of him. Like if Gerard Butler was a dog or if Dexter was an actor, I don't know, I just feel like they have the same soul, like they're both rugged and handsome. Anyway, that's what we've both decided that we are going to watch tonight on Sky Cinema. So we're gonna have a little bit of a movie night. But yeah, anyway, let's look at these recipes. So we have got some delicious ones to choose from. I chose all of these on the website. I'm kind of leaning towards this one. This is one of the Eat Me Early ones, one of their classic dishes. We've got a rapid dish here, apparently only 20 minutes. Speedy chicken noodles, that looks and sounds mouth-watering. Or teriyaki sesame chicken. You can tell what kind of mood I was in when I chose these recipes. And then we've got some snacks as well, but I think we've got friends coming over tomorrow night, so I think that would be amazing to do when we've got friends here. I think I'm gonna do this one. So that could take me 25 to 30 minutes. I always give myself a bit of extra time. So if I spend 30 minutes in the garden and then start prepping this, should be perfect timing wise. Oh, look at this gorgeous afternoon. It has been such a beautiful day today. Not too hot, just perfect, I would say. been working out here on the table. So, ooh, I've got a call at 6:30. Oh my gosh, in 7 minutes. Do you like my screensaver, by the way? Look at my handsome boy. He's so lovely. So I'll quickly show you what I purchased at Daylesford. I'm so happy to see that they have got all of their seedlings again this year. I don't know why, I thought they'd have been there sooner, but yeah, they have them again, which is amazing, and I found them so good last year. If any of your seedlings failed, or if you didn't, you know, if you just didn't have the capability to grow them this year, then Daylesford have got you covered. So because I didn't have a greenhouse, literally on the month countdown, I couldn't start any tomatoes this year, which is a shame. I guess I could have done them from the house, but never mind. So we have got a few different types of tomatoes. This is Gardener's Delight, and that was £2.50, so I thought that was pretty good. Obviously you can get an entire seed packet for £2.50, but you know, someone has cared for this and grown it, so I think that's pretty good value. These obviously need planting and staking. I think this might also be a Gardener's Delight. Oh no, this is a Goldiana, a couple of different types of tomato. I had these in the car while I was at the farmhouse, and the whole car smelt so divine afterwards, literally like the Daylesford Vine tomato candle. And then this is also a Gardener's Delight. This one's on a bit of a wonk, so they very much need staking. And with tomatoes, you can remove these lower shoots because it's only these upper ones, can't remember what he called them, that actually produce the tomatoes. And when I plant it, I'll probably bury it up to about here. And then I also picked up, oh, that needs some water, some chard, rainbow chard, which is going to be amazing when this properly grows, because my rainbow chard seedlings just did not do very well this year. I think I may have done them too early. It's always a bit hit and miss. And then I thought, how fun to grow my own Brussels sprouts for Christmas dinner. So yeah, looking forward to planting all of that up, which I will do after my phone call in a second. Right, I've brought my seedlings down to the garden, and I need to carefully think about where I'm going to put each of these. The tomatoes need something to climb up, so I'm wondering about this obelisk here, although I do currently have some beans on it. Ooh, let's see if anything, I mean there's a few flowers, which does mean hopefully that there should be some beans growing, but maybe, actually I think these might do okay. I'll give them a feed later on, so perhaps I should do a structure in this little gap here that the tomatoes can grow up. Actually, this is literally me thinking out loud, tomatoes do love sunshine. So maybe something on this bed instead, and the chard could go in that little slot over there. Yes, I think I'll do the chard in that slot over there. The tip that I mentioned earlier about preventing my peas and my mange tout from getting eaten alive, and very excitingly, where is it? I do have, here it is, my very first mange tout. I will eat that and savour every mouthful, because at the moment it's my only one. I definitely need to try a lot harder to protect my mange tout next year, but I need to spend some time down here tomorrow and really tidy it up and get everything stringed in and protected. But the tip is to use black cotton as like a grid around your peas and mange tout, because then it's invisible to pigeons. And then they fly down, they either touch it with their legs or their wings, and they don't know what it is because they didn't see it, and then they fly away and they won't try again because they get a little bit scared. It's normally only when the plants are small, but as you can see, a lot of mine have been nibbled, so I think I need to thin out the nibbled beyond repair and protect that. My kale that I left uncaged, completely nibbled. And then I just need to think where I'm going to grow my sprouts. These will grow into little trees. I don't know if you've ever seen sprouts growing. I'll pop a picture in here. So maybe they could go next to my beans. I'm going to have to do some Googling and see what sprouts like being next to, but that'll keep me busy tomorrow. But for now, I'm actually too hungry to do this, so I'm going to head inside and make my dinner. Okay, so here we have all of my ingredients. So we're in the little paper bag for recipe Number one, which is what I'm going to try tonight. I love the fact that everything is already proportioned. Like, I don't even know if you can buy one shallot by itself. So hopefully this means less waste, less things that we forget about or don't end up using in the cupboard. I can't wait until I can grow my own courgettes, but mine are not ready yet. So we've got some courgettes, a lime, we've got some rice, some cherry plum tomatoes, the spices, again. Otherwise I'd have to buy an entire jar of these spices, and that would never get used. And then we've got some chicken breast ready to go. So, oh, I love that it's a photo. Photo instructions always so much easier. Your fruit and veg may need a little wash before you start. Tells me what I'm going to need tool-wise. And apparently I can do this in 25 to 30 minutes. So, let's go. Creating so far, but I'm filming, I'm concentrating on cooking, and I'm not very good at multitasking, but I'm about to get to the last stage now. So far I've probably only been busying away in the kitchen for 15 minutes, and so many of the steps and the time is actually just waiting for the chicken to get brown or waiting for the onions to soften. So I've already done the washing up, which is amazing, especially as we love a tidy kitchen. So the step that I didn't film that I just did was adding the zest of the lime into the rice. I just had a little taste test, and makes so much difference. I feel like these little tips I just would never have done, and now that I've learnt it through my HelloFresh instructions, I will do it for future rice recipes as well, which is fabulous. It's been very easy and it's smelling amazing. Even Charlie said the smell is making his mouth water, so that is great news. So the discount code that HelloFresh have given me is HelloJosie50, and that'll get you 50% off your first box and 35% off your next 3 boxes, which is incredible. So I'll leave it linked down below. And now I think my chicken curry is probably just about ready, so it's time to plate up. I have literally never known a meal in this household to be completed with the right amount of rice. Whether it's Charlie or me cooking, we always, without fail, every single time cook too much rice, but this is the perfect amount. Is one thing that Kat said. She was like, it's so good for less food wastage, and she's right. I looked at the sachet and I was like, that is not gonna be enough rice for Charlie and I, but perfect. Well, my darlings, I'm not gonna lie, this looks and smells absolutely delicious, and it's still gorgeously light and warm outside, so we're gonna sit and have our dinner overlooking the sunset. Oh my gosh, it smells absolutely delicious. And that probably took me from start to finish about, realistically, with all the chopping, just under 30 minutes. Hello again, darlings. Oh my goodness, that was delicious. I'm so full. I'm so full that I could literally go straight to bed. In fact, I think we are gonna go straight to bed and watch our film, but Charlie was very proud of me for cooking that in only half an hour as well, and minimal tidying up, minimal washing up afterwards. So perfect for a weeknight dinner. I'm really excited to do the next ones as well, because I think they will all just be absolutely delicious. So that's going to become a regular dinner solution in our household now. So I'm going to take my makeup off and we are going to get straight into bed and watch our film. I'm really looking forward to watching it. The little audio clips that I've heard on Charlie's podcast sound amazing. It's actually a Sky exclusive, so Sky release, it was something mad, like one film, an exclusive new film a week, just the most insane amount of films. And this is the one that really piqued our interest. So I believe Gerard Butler, his wife, goes missing from a gas station. So obviously set in America, a petrol station, and then it's him being all handsome trying to find her. So we're going to watch that this evening, and I will report back on my thoughts on the film tomorrow morning. Good night. Good morning, my darlings. It is 10 to 5 and I've been awake for about 2 hours already this morning. I don't know why I'm not able to sleep today, but I've had a productive morning. I have dried out some rose petals, I've edited the start of this video, I've cleaned our cleaning cloths in the washing machine. How fun and exciting is that? And I'm about to make myself a coffee and go and pick some more rose petals. I think it's going to be a beautiful day. At least when I wake up this early I get lots of work done so that I can actually enjoy my time outside in the garden. Oh, and I've also got a croissant in the Arga, which I'm very excited to have. Oh, and today is summer solstice, so it's the earliest sunrise and latest sunset of the whole year. The longest day in the year, my little babies. It's the longest day in the year. You know a thing or two about being long, don't you? Yes. I'm a very long doggy. Good morning, my darlings. Happy summer solstice. So today is the longest day of the year. The sun rose at about 4:30 in the morning and it will set, I actually don't know what time it will set, but I rose at 2:30 this morning. I don't know why. You know when you just like lie in bed and you're like, don't check your phone, don't check your phone. But I did. And I came downstairs at 4 and I've had a very productive morning. I've got loads of work done. I've edited a video. It's not even 8 AM yet and I've got loads of emails scheduled ready to go. I've done 2 loads of washing. Yeah, I've got through a lot on my to-do list. So yeah, it's gonna be a good day. I'm about to head out and run a few very, very quick errands, and then I plan on spending the rest of the day in the garden, hence my lack of makeup. I've just got the Elemis Glow Moisturiser on and my SPF and a good slick of lip balm. So last night Charlie and I had our movie night. We watched Last Seen Alive, Gerard Butler's latest film, love him, on the iPad in bed, which is so handy. We use the Sky Go app when we're watching films in bed. Obviously it's super easy to watch Sky on any of our devices, TVs downstairs or tablets, laptops, but yeah, fantastic film. If you like crime, obviously, if you like Gerard Butler, if you like, I don't know if I'd call it, yeah, maybe it's a thriller as well, but it's the kind of film that, okay, the kind of TV programs that I like are, so we loved The Split, we love Line of Duty, we love Silent Witness, you know, those kind of things. If that's your kind of TV, then Last Seen Alive will be your kind of film. It's one of those films where so often you're screaming at the TV like, don't do that, or get back in the car. But yeah, Charlie and I really, really enjoyed it. I kind of wish it was longer, actually. I feel like there were obviously some twists in the film, which I won't spoil for you, but I felt like I wanted more. So maybe they're leading on to, what do you call it when there's another film afterwards? A sequel. Maybe they're leading on to a sequel. But yeah, great film, highly recommend. I'm going to leave the trailer for it linked down below so you can check it out if you would like to. But yeah, it's a glorious day. I think having this glass roof makes a lot of difference for me because the Defender, when you're inside it, is really dark, and I think because my interiors in this car are lighter and I've got the ceiling light, I think I feel more bathed in light when I'm driving, which makes my driving experience so much more fun. So to be honest, the errands that I'm doing this morning are like not urgent errands, but I just kind of wanted to get out and have a drive. Just wanted to tootle around the lanes because, as you guys know, I find this area so beautiful and I love enjoying the countryside. So that's what I'm going to do, but I will catch up with you guys again when I get home. I love that I drive in electric, so it's just amazing. It's so quiet. So if I'm, except for my sensor telling me I'm about to hit in the wall, yeah, it's just such a smooth and usually silent drive. Is going to go off again now. Such a silent drive. And just like that, I'm home from my morning's errands and I have arrived back home to find this beautiful bunch on our doorstep. I can actually smell them even from this far away. These are a lovely gift and delivery from our wonderful neighbour, friend and gardener, Jack, Cotswold Country Bird. The Cotswold Country Bird on Instagram. Oh my gosh, they smell just heavenly. What a lovely treat. I think these ones which have the lilac around the edge but are mostly white, I think they're the Jubilee ones, which I did plant a few of, so hopefully some of mine will come through. And then we've got the deep purples, beautiful soft pinks, absolutely stunning. So I'm going to add a little bit more water to the vase and make up some pretty displays. Well, seeing as this vlog has ended up being quite a foodie one, I'll show you again what's in my morning smoothie. I have showed you this a few times, so I apologise for the repetition, although I'm not sure that I've really shown you these before. This is my new favourite thing to add into my morning smoothie. Whenever I go to, for example, Daylesford, or if I'm out and about in London and I see somewhere that does smoothies with acai berry in, I always get them and I love the flavour. In fact, it's making my mouth water. So I get these sachets from Amazon, and I absolutely, sorry, not Amazon, Ocado, and I'll leave the exact ones linked down below. Definitely worth adding to your Ocado order. And then sometimes I add in a few more berries as well if we've got them. I'll just go and check if there's any strawberries in the garden. Tiger nut milk, almond or peanut butter, oats, a scoop of a kind of powder, and a banana. Delicious. So it's just gone 1 PM. I'm taking a little lunch break from my morning of work, and I'm doing a little bit of the gardening that I needed to do. So I've got my sweet peas now tied in. I'm going to give them a bit of a feed actually. I'm not very good at feeding, and that's probably why I've not got many things flowering yet. Definitely need to get better at that. And then I've tried to tie in some of my mange too, and then I'm going to try to create the cotton cage area so that they don't get nibbled again. Probably going to pull up the kale that got eaten alive, and then I might attempt to do a little bit of manual pollinating of my courgettes, where you take a little brush and you essentially do the bee's job for him, because I think all of my bees are preoccupied by the salvia up there, and essentially take the pollen from the female flower and brush it onto the male flower. I also need to sort out my maypole because my beans are too strong for the string. So it has got a little bit tangled and I need to re-thread them. It's definitely too warm to do any watering, to do any proper watering now, but I think I'll give my seedlings a little bit of a water and then I'll do a proper watering once it starts to cool down a bit later. I've just come over to tie up my broad beans, and I have seen that we've got the first few pods down here. I forgot that they grow upwards. I think I've just got these two, one here and one here. I might even be able to pick this one in a couple of days, which will be very exciting. My first broad bean harvest of the year. However, I don't know if they got dehydrated or if this was an aphid attack, but loads of them. I'd love to know if any of you guys have any advice. I mean, that could develop into a bean pod, but loads of them just look like charred. It does look like there's some pods developing, and there is some aphid action in there, so I might do a little bit of the old natural fairy liquid remedy on these later, because it was so satisfying eating all of the broad beans last year. Gosh, I need to pick this spinach. My goodness, this is ginormous. Right, and before it gets totally dried out, I am also going to plant my chard. Hello again, darlings. So I'm inside, which is very unlike me on a glorious sunny day, but I'm about to do an Instagram live with Jade Beer. Jade is Jade, when I first met her, was editing Brides magazine. I believe she was the editor for 8 years. She is now an author. She has written 3 incredible books. I'm about 2/3 of the way through her latest one, which on the day that I'm filming this is actually her publication day, which is really exciting. I'm very honoured that I get to steal Jade for 30 minutes of her time on publication day. So we're just going to chat all things bridal, all things weddings. I put a question box up on my Instagram stories, and you guys have sent in some questions that we're going to chat through. So I've got my little setup here. I've got my mirror from Reiki, and it's really good for just getting that really nice lighting when you're on your phone. I've got my laptop up here with my questions. I've got the book. So yeah, 5 minutes until the live start. I always get slightly nervous just before going live. You never know what's gonna happen. You can't cut and edit, but Jade is so lovely. We always have so much to chat about, so I might just leave you guys rolling somewhere and maybe share a few little behind the scenes snippets. And guess who forgot to press record on this camera? We've just done the live. We chatted for 30 minutes, loads of you tuned in, which was really, really lovely. Lots of questions about where Jade got her inspiration from the book. I obviously don't want to give too much away, but what I did say on the live was that the book, okay, I'm only halfway through, so I can't wait to go back and lie in the sun and maybe finish it, but at least get through a few more chapters this afternoon. We're essentially following lovely Lucille as she, basically, her granny sends her on a treasure hunt to Paris to find this Dior dress, and through finding this Dior dress, turns out there are other Dior dresses in this magical collection, and we're also finding out about a love story that happened in the 1950s in Paris. It's a really lovely read. I started it in Barcelona, hopefully going to finish it this afternoon. I'll leave a link down below to where you can purchase it. But yes, so lovely to have 30 minutes of Jade's time on publication day. What an exciting day that must be. But yeah, it was a great live. Thank you if any of you guys joined, and I'm gonna head back out into the sun and hopefully finish a few more chapters. So I've come downstairs back to the office. Charlie's section of the office is in full sun. Mine will very much be in the shade, but I am going to spend half an hour reading a little bit more of the book because Jade dangled a few carrots and I am intrigued to find out what is coming soon. While I was busy chatting to Jade, Charlie has been setting up our new parasol, which we bought from the East London Parasol Company. It's got these cute little polka dots underneath and scalloped edges, really sweet. And I think the old one was from Wayfair a couple of years ago, and we'll use it down in the bottom garden, but we just wanted something a little bit more beautiful for up here. The quality of this is absolutely exceptional. It's a gorgeous wooden frame, and then we chose this stone kind of base. Oh, my battery's about to go. It was a little bit of a nightmare unpackaging it. It came in a wooden box, which Charlie had to prise open. It was put together with nails, but never mind, it's up now and it looks absolutely gorgeous. Is there a puppy dog down here? Oh, Dexy, you've got half of your bottom on the bed and half on the floor. Where's the logic in this, my sweet elongated friend? You're so silly. So I've done a couple of hours of emails and now going to head down into the garden again. This has become a gardening vlog, as they all do. I placed an order. I'm actually really impressed with how quickly these arrived. I placed an order just 2 days ago with Vital Seeds, and I have to say, I think they are my favourite seed company. I like their branding. They always have quite unusual style veggies. Like sometimes if you just go to the usual places, garden centres, you get quite boring veg, but they have really interesting varieties on Vital Seeds, and I've always found them to perform really well. They always germinate really well. So I got a selection of different radishes because I find radishes very satisfying. I am going to build a little bit of a framework to hopefully stop my second set of radishes getting eaten by pigeons. Some new autumn cropping carrots, because I didn't do many carrot seeds yet this year. Oh, I bought Brussels sprouts. Ooh, do you know what? You only are meant to sow them March to April, so they can go for next year. And then spring onions I can do now. Pak choy, I have to wait until July, so that can wait a little bit longer. June and July for chicory, I think that'll be lovely. So yeah, I've got a little bit of sowing to do. I'm not sure if these need to be done. Oh yeah, you can sow them direct. Perfect, because I'm feeling quite lazy. I'm just taking a quick break from gardening. I say quick because tonight's recipe apparently is only going to take me 20 minutes. We shall see. It is 20, well, just under, well, it's 6:45 right now, but I'm going to try and whip up as quickly as possible because I want to get back out into the garden the teriyaki sesame chicken, which sounds delicious, quite similar to our meal last night, but different flavors. So yeah, let's go. Even though I do have some veg in my HelloFresh box, I thought it would be a shame not to make the most of my first real time of harvest in the kitchen garden. So I'm going to grab those little mange tout and the broad beans. This is very exciting. My first ever mange tout harvest. See, this is the perfect size for picking. Oh, there's actually quite a few. It's so camouflage. Officially the smallest harvest ever, but it's a very satisfying one because it's my first non-salad or strawberry harvest of the year. It's like that. Dinner is ready. Realistically, that did take me around 45 minutes, but then I did have my little trip into the kitchen garden, and I'm just a very slow cook. And the kettle
took you quite as long as that,
I think it did. And the kettle took a long time to boil, so I could definitely have done it quicker. But it smells delicious and it looks delicious. Charlie's got a huge portion, so we're all happy. I've just done my evening, I really can't call it flower arranging, sticking wildflowers in a vase and hoping for the best. It's a little bit skew if I need to rearrange the daisies, but I went for a green and white colour theme for this evening's bunch, and it goes really nicely here in our bedroom. I'm replacing these, which have been up here for a week. I have to say, these flowers here, do you see the ones that look like little fireworks? They are about 3 weeks old now, those stems. They were in my perennial millennial bouquet from Flowered, and they're doing very well. Yeah, I definitely need to rearrange this. It's always when I carry it up the stairs, the stems go a little bit skew, but it's still rather wild and wonderful.